ChatGPT just released its agent feature in the 4.0 section. You can go in, use that model, and you can say plus agent, and that will be one of the options there for the tools that you can use. So I already have the session in agent mode, but I want to tell you something important. So like the things that an agent can do right now are very limited by the accesses to certain applications that the virtual machines or the computers that ChatGPT's agents are actually spinning up and using, right? So I asked it to go and find the top 10 news stories related to the Ukraine war and put them in a Google Sheet for me. Just basically, hey, give me a spreadsheet of a bunch of news stories, right? And go find the top stories and just put those links in there. So this was not able to work because specifically it cannot get into a Google Sheet. It is not a user. It does not have a username, a password. It is maybe, in some cases, blocked. Those VMs maybe are blocked by companies like Google, etc. So that makes it really near impossible, or basically just like super uncomfortable for this to even work. So what it did was, I'll just show you a little bit of the interaction. So it went through, it found the top 10, it was digging through those. It has this nice little animation bar where it goes and it says, hey, I'm looking at this. It has a little narration of the chain of thought. And I, along the way, I said, there's a thing that's down here. It says follow up. And I put in there, hey, can you start adding these things to a Google Sheet, just to kind of prompt it in the direction of the action that I was requesting. And it was like, okay, let me go ahead and try to do that. And then it was like, oh, okay, well, we can't really get in there. So what I did was I took a Google Sheet and then I actually opened that up so that it would be public for editors, so that somebody could actually go in there and contribute, and then shared it that specific link to maybe see if it was possible that it could get through and access a specific resource that I had given it on the web, which I still think is possible, but not at least in this circumstance, right? I think there's certain apps where you can maybe give it a link and it wouldn't be blocked. And if you had, if it was like, if it didn't require a login, it could probably work, where it might be able to interact with it and then put some data in. Gave it the link, that still didn't work. So the best solution for this, if you ever try to do something like this, basically the best thing that you can get out of an agent, which I don't really see the value proposition, because this is basically the same thing that you can already do with web search and deep research, is ask it for a downloadable CSV or ask for things in a data table, which is what I did. I just said, hey, can you give me that in a data table? And that is basically the, that's the same type of output that we're used to. That's basically what we get anyway. So I just wanted to give you some information here. Be careful about trying to use these agents for anything other than basically, at this point, right? Obviously, this will change, and there is some nuance here as I'm still analyzing the feature. Things I might find out, things I might bring on the channel. For agents, you're only going to be able to do so much, right? It's not going to be able to go on your computer. It's a VM, right? It's a virtual machine that OpenAI is going to spin up, and they're going to be able to do things with that computer, but they're not going to be able to do everything. They're only going to be able to do certain things. So, you're going to have to keep that in mind, because I think it's going to be pretty important moving forward.